Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Tech Twins for Data Science. My name is Ronnie. I'm a CSS student, my second year, and today we're gonna talk about TEDTalks dataset, and we're gonna use it for our project for video 4. But before we're gonna start, please don't forget to hit subscribe, and if you find our videos useful, please give it a thumb up. Let's get started. So as you can see here, we have the TEDTalks dataset, and we're gonna use it for our data analytics. So let's get started with define the variables or the columns. So we have the title, duration in seconds, how much or how many likes each video have, total views of each video, published date, speaker name, speaker title, and event, and finally topics. Topics means the tags that each video have. So yeah, and we have created main questions such as what are the main popular speakers in the recent 5 years, and highlight the topics, if there are new videos standing out compared to the old ones, and much more. The first step is data understanding. So first we have imported the required libraries such as pandas, numpy, matplotlib, and seaborn. If one of these libraries you don't have it on your environment, kindly use a pip install and the library name, for an example seaborn, and then hit shift enter. The library will be downloaded. So let's import these libraries, and then I have downloaded the dataset using Kiko, and actually there are several versions of this dataset. I have used the uncleaned one. It was completely messy, and I have run major modification on it. Later on, I have discovered that there is another one, beautiful and clean, elegant. So I will definitely add the cleaned one down this video in a link. You can check it out and download it, and you can do your own analysis after watching this video. So let's get started with check the dataset. So yeah, as I was saying, we have here 9 columns and 5,514 observations, title, duration in seconds, likes, total views, published date, speaker name, speaker title, event, and finally topics. So let's start with the data wrangling and convert this one to markdown because I want it as a text. And there are 1 to 2 hints we can take it from this dataset before we move to data wrangling. The first one is that we have most of this data is about categories. So we have here strings, several of them, such as the title, speaker name, speaker title, event, and topics. All of these columns are categorical data. The only 3 variables that are numerical as duration, likes, and total views. Another point here that we have only 5,514 observations, so this is the only 2 things we can get it out of the data frame. So data wrangling will help us to identify more and dig deeper into the data frame and understand the correlation, if there is any missing values, etc. So the first thing from the data wrangling is to check the dtype, and we usually check that by run dev.info, and we can see here that the dtype here, the correct dtype is duration, likes, total views. However, the rest are object. So I can write down note for myself that I need to convert object columns into strings slash datetime for the published date. Then moving on to the next one, we have here dev.describe to check the mean, the skewness of the variables, etc. So we have here the mean for the numerical data, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, 25 percentile, median, 75 percentile. However, I want to make it like more elegant, so let's reverse the columns into rows and the rows into columns, and also want to round the numbers. So yeah, Here it's much prettier. So yes, let's see for an example the duration. Here we can have like the mean, the average is 700 seconds, around 700 seconds. The minimum is 60 seconds, so that definitely means skewness. And the median is 677, so yeah. Histogram will help us more to see if it's right skewed, left skewed, etc. The likes, we can find it here. It is 91, the average. The median is 47, a little bit far, the mean from the median. And minimum is 1, maximum is 2000, so yeah. And total views, the same. Yeah, the same. Definitely the histogram will help us to identify this part. Third point is to check the missing values. So can type missing values. We use is null and then dot sum to give us the total amount, and then enter all zeros except the published date, so we will definitely check the published date. Easy way to do that, copy paste, that is null. So yeah, this one that we have is published date is missing for this observation, so we will definitely come to it later to handle this missing value. Another part, we can check the duplicated values. So when we focus on the duplicated values, we need to identify which column that will help us to detect the duplicated values. So here, duration, we can find many observation or many rows have 100 seconds as an example. Maybe there are similarity in likes, in total views, published date, and the rest, except the title. The title is more unique. So if we found two or more than one value is duplicated, then there is something wrong with our data frame, and we have to handle the duplicated values in the title. So df title duplicated value counts false. So all the values or the rows in title are unique, which is super great. Moving on to the d-type. So here we have highlighted that we need to change or convert the observation object into strings. Why we will do that? To help us if we run additions to these variables. For an example, if I wanted to plot these values, it might be using aggregation. For an example, it will generate an error, so I have to make sure it is string first. So let's start it with this part. Handling missing values. I have many columns at the same time that I need to handle it, so let's first move this one just for now and then move it back. So here the correct equation is, for an example, def title equal dot as type string, and hit enter. And for an example, def.info, if I repeated the same one, it is title string. However, it will be so much time of consuming if I run this same point or same equation multiple times. So instead I will use function dtype argument. You can replace this one by x, it's more common, however I prefer argument. And then take this one here and I will change it, write down argument, and the same for this part, argument, and then the type title, and take this one, copy paste. Take this one too, copy paste. And same goes for that. We have finally the publish date that we need to do, convert this one into date time. So def publish date equal and make sure that I didn't miss anything. Yeah, hit. Beautiful. All are in the correct shape. This four are strings. This one is datetime. Integer, float, integer, string. Perfect. So let's move to the next step, which is handling the missing values. And move this one back. Yeah. So we have here the publish date, that's missing value, and we have already identified which one. So first we need to replace this one, but what we should replace it with. So for an example, we can see if there is any hint to help us which one. We can find that event is TED 2020, so that definitely this video related to the year 2020. So the first step, I will need to put the missing value into date in 2020. But which date? Usually the easiest and simplest one is to replace it by the mean, the average, and mode. But since we are talking about here with the date, it will be best handled as the mode or the median. Personally, I prefer the mode, so I will replace it with the mode. So here, let's create multiple code blocks. And first, to replace it correctly, I have to fill it. Replace the NaN with zeros. Or fill 0. Enter. It's not correct. Okay. In this case, let's try a different thing. First, let's create a subtable where I will highlight the year or the date since started from the 1st of January 2020 until 31 of December 2020. It's December. And same here, but make it 12, 31, definitely more, or yes, that's correct. Yep. So we have subset here related to 2020 dates only. So once I will now focus on this part. Once I fill in zeros and then hit enter, it's back to the correct shape. And now I will do the same here to equal 0. And yes, this is the same value are that I need to change. So using dates, publish dot value counts. Yes, okay. As I can see here that 10th of October 2020 is the mode or the most repeated number for this year. So in this case, I will replace the 0 with this date. Hit enter. Yes, correct. The same name and the same title, event, correct, total views. So now we have fixed this point or this missing value, and if we now run the same, execute this one more time, it will give us zeros. So our mission is successful. Now let's move to the essential graphs. Yeah, perfect. So moving on to the essential graphs. And generate one more. Yeah. The best one is the histogram. Def.hist. And I want to make it with a specific size. Fixed size equal 12 to 8 for an example, and the color teal. This is my favorite, and def.show. Enter. Oh, I think I should add more colors. Notice. Oh, yeah, flat. Yes, okay, perfect. So here we can see that duration is right skewed, same as likes and total views. Publish date is left skewed, and that's normal because it started from like back in 2000 and moving on to 2022. So this is normal with the publish date. Another elegant graph is the heat map, where it can help us to define the correlation between variables. So to do that, let's start with first the split figure. Fixed size, let's say equal 12 and 12. And this heat map under Seaborn library. So we use def correlate and stick with blues and hit enter. So yeah. The one important thing that you can understand from it is the ones are related to the same variable with itself. So duration with duration, likes with likes in thousands, total views with total views. However, there are another things to highlight here, which is, for an example, the likes with total views are positive correlation. However, the strength of this positivity is quite moderate, maybe less than moderate. The correlation can be measured from -1 to 1. -1 indicate negative correlation, +1 indicate positive correlation. 0 means no relation between the two variables. And from 0 to 1, you can highlight the strength of positivity. So from, let's say, from 0 to 25 point, 0 to 0.25 means small positivity. From 0 to 0.5 or 25% to 50%, it's moderate. From 50 to 75, it's more positive. Until 1, it means the both variables are moving in the same direction. So here, the total views and likes are moving to the same directions, means more views can be more likes to the video. So this is with the heat map. Moving on to scatter chart. Scatter chart can help us with identify outliers, and it can give some or similar hints to heat map. So let's check the scatter chart. And in the scatter chart, I want to measure the duration with the likes and total views. So the duration will be on the x-axis, and likes and total views, each one will be on the y-axis. Since I'm talking about one variable will be constant, or one variable will be the same in multiple charts, in this case I will use again the function. So let's see, scatter chart. However, I want to write the correct equation and then move on from there. So it will be C1 scatter plot data plot f. Let's say total views. And if I hit enter, we can see here. So instead of writing again the same function or same equation and then moving on, instead of total views it is likes. So I will take this one, copy, paste, arc. So yeah. So yeah, it will give me the same interpretation. Moving on. Chart. Oh. Yes. Okay. So this one is related to the likes with duration, and we can see here there are more than 5,000 seconds. Later on I will convert the duration into minutes because I want to more mature aspect from this variable. In conclusion, we have completed the cleaning process for this project, TEDTalks dataset. Later on, we will do another approach where we will analyze the 5 questions that we have set earlier in this video. Thank you so much for watching our video. Please, if you find our video useful, please give it a thumb up. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button to receive a notification every time we publish a video. Also, you can find us on TikTok and Instagram using @TechTwins for data science. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!